So this will be my second video on the Hyundai Exter, and in this video we're gonna go over the driver's display, the digital driver's display, and the 8-inch infotainment screen, all the menus, all the features, all the settings it's got. So let's start with the driver's display. And just straight off the bat, you have your speedometer on the left hand side, your fuel gauge down here. On your right hand side is your engine temperature, and here is your RPM. Now the engine is idling around 0.6, 0.7, but with my foot down that easily increases, as well as the animation. That's pretty cool. Your distance to empty fuel is up here, and you have your MID display in the middle. Your temperature and your odometer are at the bottom. So controlling the menu on the driver's display is through this button here. You press it once, you go to the settings, press it again. This is your other view, basically. Your TPMS is shown here. But anyway, let's start from the top. Your current drive, like I'm at a stationary parked spot. Cars traveled about 1.4 kilometers while I was taking some b-roll for the car, and that's my average with just stationary usage. This is more of an overall average, where the car, how much the car is driven today, how many hours duration, and then your mileage. And then since your last reset, basically this will include, since you reset it yourself, your fuel economy, how many hours the car is driven, and the distance it's driven, like 886, 886. So this has not been reset at all since the beginning. As for your settings, you have an OK button here. For driver's assistance, you have warning methods and basically a warning volume. Do you want it loud, medium, or low? Going back, the cluster theme can be changed between a lilac blue, red orange, or like a cyan green sort of cluster. I'll leave it at cyan for now. Your wiper light display can be done. Your icy road warning can be toggled here. A welcome sound that'll play here. And then we go back. Your lights, in terms of illumination, this is basically whether you want your driver's display to be dim or really bright. For purposes of this video, I'll just leave it in the brightest one touch indicator. So basically, if I do this, is it a 3 flash, or is it a 5 flash, or is it a proper 7 flash? So I'm gonna leave it at 3. Makes for quick lane changes. Headlight timeout can also be toggled. Your door auto lock and unlock can be enabled on speed or turned off. Unlock on key out or off. Convenience wise, you have a service interval reminder. You can adjust your service by months and by distance, and you can reset it every time you go to the service center. Your welcome mirror, basically your mirrors can be folded and unfolded on lock and unlock. Your units also can be changed between temperature, centigrade, and Fahrenheit. Fuel economy unit can either be done in kilometers per liter or liter per kilometers. I just prefer kilometers per liter. And tire pressure unit between PSI, kPa, kilopascal, and bar. I just prefer PSI on this, so I'll leave it at that. And then you have a reset, which you probably don't want to do. So that's the middle menu. And then on this, you have your TPMS. Right now it's saying checking brake light, because it's probably something picked up by the car. Anyway, moving on to the center console. You have buttons on the side. So this is to toggle your FM. This is a power button. To turn it off, you have you can turn this off completely too, but there's an analog and a date time. turn it on again. Basically, your infotainment is an 8-inch screen which has both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. While I mentioned Apple CarPlay, my iPhone is connected, and so it's immediately displaying what I was listening to, Apple CarPlay, as well as a map which shows me the Apple CarPlay map. Let's start with Apple CarPlay because it already opened up. Just a quick display. There's no lag in it, like it's quite fast. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And so again, back at the Apple CarPlay, this will take you back to your Hyundai home screen. Google Maps, let's see how quick this is. Hyundai showroom. Ooh, zoom in, zoom out. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed by it. Can I type? Yeah. I don't see any problems with it. How about Spotify? Volume's on the right hand side.
Wanna believe that you don't have a bad bone in your body.
Okay, just a quick listen. I can tell that the sound system is more on the bass heavy side. I can probably change that in the settings. The mids and the treble were quite weak, but overall still really good. Then let's check out all the menus on this car. So basically your entire menu, if you have your phone connected via Bluetooth, your phone can be shown here. Right now it's just showing my Apple CarPlay, and then Apple CarPlay, voice memos in case you want. Your radio can be here. Your media controls, again, if you have your phone connected. Now everything is being redirected to Apple CarPlay because I just have it connected. And you have a quiet mode on this car, so in case your children in the back seat or passengers in the back seat are sleeping. That's pretty cool. Never seen that before. You have a manual, but okay, yeah, sure. That's interesting. Moving on to the settings on this car. Let's go with sound. Oh yes, I would like to turn that beep sound off. Speed dependent volume control, depending on how fast or slow. Volume limitation on startups. Sometimes when you leave your car really in loud music and turn it off at the end of the day, you don't want that blaring music at the beginning of the day at 7 a.m. So I think that's a smart one. Position of the sound, whether you want it focused on each quadrant or in the center. Your equalizer, oh here we go. Bass can definitely be lowered. Guidance volumes. Alerts, ringtones. Oh, that is loud. Alright, let's go back. Radio noise control. So basically this is some sort of like sound dampening where there isn't good signal. Device connection. Your Bluetooth connections can be seen here. Your auto connectivity. Priorities, Bluetooth system info. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Settings can be here. Your display, you have an automatic brightness, but I'll just leave it in manual. Ew, this is cool, a blue light filter. So this is much warmer. That's cool, I never saw that. Oh, you can also schedule it, that's awesome. Screensaver, again, I think if you long press this screensaver can be a digital clock. Let's check out the digital clock. I think this is better. What do you think? Let's head back. And then your button placement. So your custom button can be programmed to something. Phone projection, sure. Custom button on the steering wheel, which is this button, can also be something. Your mode button on the steering wheel, which is basically this, can also be assigned to something. And your up and down on this can be programmed between a favorite station or just any station in general. That's pretty cool. You can program a lot of these buttons on the system. And anyway, that concludes a secondary video on the Hyundai Exter, where we walk through the driver's display as well as the infotainment system. If you liked what you saw or have any questions, just drop a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next video.